Hey, what up, guys? Coming to you this morning doing another What's Next. This is on Maurice Hooker, former junior welterweight champion at 140 pounds. Hooker last fought in December when he returned from his first loss last July to Jose Ramirez in a unification bout when he got stopped in the 6th round of a firefight against Ramirez. He bounced back with a knockout win over some no-name as he fought at 144 pounds. Hooker is still flirting with the fact of moving up to welterweight. Personally, I think welterweight's going to be his new home because he's no longer ranked in any governing body at 140 anymore at junior welterweight, and he's currently ranked in 2 different governing bodies at welterweight. Now, he was scheduled to meet Regis Prograis in a catchweight fight of 143 pounds. That was supposed to take place on DAZN. That would have been a very big fight for him, but the fight was canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic. It was supposed to take place here in April. Now, he's hoping that fight still goes forward. That's what he's pushing for, and I believe it will, but right now we don't know. And Regis Prograis is basically the A side in that fight, so it's really up to him and what he wants to do next. I do believe he'll face Hooker, but it's kind of anything is possible. We really don't know for sure, and we just gotta see what happens. So I'm gonna run through the top 10 at 147 pounds because I really think Hooker is done with 140 altogether. I really do. I don't think he's gonna compete at 140 anymore. So I'm gonna run him through 147 just in case the fight with Prograis doesn't happen. Because even if it happens, I think he's gonna move up to 147 full time no matter what. But if the fight does not happen, since it's not 100%, I'm going to run through the top 10 and see what Maurice Hooker could be doing. So let's see what's next for Maurice Hooker at welterweight. We start with number 1, undefeated unified champ Errol Spence Jr. He's in the WBC rankings, but it's low at number 11. So there would be PBC working with Matchroom. Just not going to happen next. Spence has at least 1 mandatory due coming up. Number 2 is undefeated WBO champion Terrence Crawford, who's actually a good friend of his. And Crawford's with ESPN. I don't think it'd be an impossible fight to make once he's fully at 140. But right now it's not going to happen as Hooker's still making adjustments to get up to that weight. So yeah, it's not going to happen next. Number 3 is Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao's not going to look at a guy like Hooker. Not a big enough name. Number 4 is Keith Thurman. Same thing. I mean, there's so many options in the PBC here. Just Thurman's such a big name. Number 5, Sean Porter. Pretty much same thing. He's too big of a name. Too many options in the PBC. So I don't see him taking on Hooker. Number 6, Danny Garcia. Same thing. He's got too many options and he's too big of a name. Number 7, Yordenis Ugas. Now, this might be the first guy in the PBC that actually maybe considers it, but Ugas, just because he's avoided in PBC, he is the WBA's number 1 contender. I think he's possibly in line for a title shot coming up next. And right now, I just think it's too high risk anyways for Hooker to take this kind of fight. Since he hasn't even debuted fully at 147, so not a chance of happening next. Then number 8 is Mikey Garcia. Now, Mikey fought on DAZN in his last fight. I guess technically the fight could be possible, but I think Mikey's looking at a big fight or a title fight, and Hooker's just not a big name yet, and he doesn't hold a world title, so I'm not seeing this one. Number 9 is Sergey Lipinets. Not going to happen. Lipinets is fighting for the interim title next, and he's a PBC guy. And then the 3-way tie for 10th. You got Josecito Lopez, PBC guy, not likely to face Hooker. Thomas Delorme, he's facing off against Jamal James in his next fight. It might be an interim title fight, so that's not going to happen. And then the last one in the 3-way tie for 10th, and maybe his best possibility, is Jesse Vargas. That's only the best possibility because they're both promoted by Matchroom. But personally, I don't think it's going to happen because Vargas is likely moving up to 154. But I think there is a chance that what's his name would keep him here, but that Eddie Hearn could keep him at 147 for a possible showdown with Hooker. But is that really... Vargas looked like the weight finally was bothering him because he had moved up to 153 or 152 in his last fight. So, prior to the Mikey Garcia fight. So is this the kind of fight he's going to want next? I honestly just don't see it. So that's it for the top 10. What do I think Hooker's going to do next? I honestly do believe it's going to be the fight with Regis Prograis. And I mean, I like Hooker, but I think he's going to get knocked out in that fight. But he is a live underdog. Hooker has a lot of talent. He's a very good boxer, and he's got some pop. And I think at 147, everything's going to click better for him. But he also has defensive lapses where he gets hit. And that's what cost him in the fight against Jose Ramirez. He left himself too open. He got caught. And Hooker is a smart, hard punching. I mean, Prograis is a smart southpaw and a hard puncher. And I don't think he's going to. I think he's gonna set up some traps, and I think he'll be able to land punches. And I think he gets Hooker out of there. But again, I think Hooker's a live underdog in that fight. He's the bigger fighter. He's a good boxer, and he's got some pop. So really could go either way. All right, guys, that's the What's Next on Maurice Hooker. I hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.